the kind of money spent, somebody told me 750 million naira that was paid in prosecution of Nnamdi Kanu. I'm talking about
each day he comes
4 senior advocates and a team of lawyers that were used to prosecute Nnamdi Kanu. Now, if you watch those that are facing bandits and terrorism charges in the Federal High Court, the people that are prosecuting them are coppers that are doing serving at Minister of Justice.
The chambers of the Attorney General.
Now, we decided to concentrate in the things that we are doing. And I want to say that this particular funny convict and the sentence of Nnamdi Kanu is a blessing in disguise. I was surprised that about 5 serving judges, which I will not mention their names, Federal High Court, Court of Appeal and Supreme Court, serving, have taken this upon themselves. In fact, one even called me this morning. They have written grants of appeal and sent to us. So I continue to ask myself, does it mean that we still have some judges with conscience in this country? The answer is yes.
Yes, we have.
I can comfortably tell you that I'm not talking about retired judges, those that are serving. Then when you're talking about retired judges that have taken this upon themselves, one called me. They are busy calling me, asking me, please, have people filed appeal? We said no. They said don't file. Don't file. We are interested. They were researching. Professors, both here in Nigeria and abroad, they have taken it upon themselves. I said, sure. So Nnamdi Kanu, people love you like this. Not Igbo, so from Yoruba nation, Hausas, those with conscience,
yes,
those who felt that no, this thing cannot happen to this man. Now, having said that, I want to also tell you that I was at a correctional center yesterday at office of the Controller General of the Correctional Center. That was on a Thursday. I went there to go and see the director, the Controller General. The problem we're having is that if you watch, those of you, if you read that particular judgment, in the sentence he said, Nnamdi Kanu should be kept in any protective custodian center within Nigeria. He never mentioned any place. Now, the time we went to DSSS, because we went there, that was the sentence and the conviction and the sentence was done on the 20th. On the 21st, we went to that place. They told us that they have moved Nnamdi Kanu out. We asked them where. They said that we should go to their headquarters, DSSS headquarters. So, when we went to that place, they told us that we should not be coming here, that Nnamdi Kanu has been transferred to Sokoto. We said, wow. We said that we should go and ask the correctional center that the thing is no longer in their power. Good and fine. We went to Sokoto. They said that the order is from court. We said no. The judgment did not specify that it was in Sokoto. Why should you use their power to transfer in Sokoto? They said that we should go back to that court. We went to that court to apply to have the CTC of the remanding order. That particular CTC has not been given to us. Now, the correctional center told me on Friday, though they have not replied my letter, I said, please, can you reply this thing? They said that the judge in the remand warrant mentioned Sokoto. This is mad inhumanity to man. This is wickedness to the highest order. The question Nigerians are asking, including those with conscience, why Sokoto? You know that this man has interlocutory appeal against your ruling and their judgment, which he filed by himself at the Court of Appeal. He also filed some motions at the Supreme Court. The day he went to Supreme Court, people saw how people with conscience left their work and they were hailing him, encouraging him that he shall overcome. Now, on what basis are you taking him to Sokoto? Now we are not asking. Today is the 15th. So today is 15th. By next week, now that Sunday will make it 20 a complete 1 month. This convict and the sentence was done. Now, Nnamdi Kanu has lost all these days. He has not filed his appeal. Because one, he is representing himself on record. Now, can federal government move him with the same private jet, with the same presidential jet they used to take to Sokoto? Can they use the same presidential jet bring him to Abuja here so that he can file his appeal? But the why I'm saying this is for those of you who are asking that you have not seen me, we are working, we are following everything legally, and also want to thank the people of the Southeast, the Igbos. You have shown maturity, continue to show maturity because they want to so that they can do something. And also, not only the Igbos, when in Nigeria, people with conscience, nobody should take laws into their hand. We are following it. We have written the necessary letters we're supposed to write, and we believe that at the appropriate time, justice will be done. But finally, before other people talk, I also want to advise the president. I want to advise the president. The president, this office is not a father's inheritance. We have seen the presidents come and go. They have been there, right from Zike, Gowon, and all of them, both military and civilian. Please, whatever thing that you are doing, remember where you are coming from. Because the time Obasanjo was dealing with you, I didn't think that some people like us kept quiet. No, I'm talking about Obasanjo that withheld his allocation when he was yes. And I don't want to go into that of Abacha that when you ran away. But where is Abacha today? The disaster that just left before you, Buhari, who was saying that yes, Nnamdi Kanu will die. Where is he today? So whatever thing, I don't know who is advising you. We have said it that please, those who are advising you, also you should consider their advice. Finally, to the judiciary, we continue to say it. We are not saying that yes, you have their power under section 6 to make the order you are going to. Remember that whatever judgment you are giving today will be read by your great grandchildren.
And also to remember that whatever you are doing today, come after you want to ask Malami.
Malami is in EFCC calling human rights.
He will eat
Nnamdi Kanu is telling Malami, why are you crying? They are doing what you talk about. The legacy you left, that's what they are following. So please,
when did you tell me went on BBC? So Ore was trying to overthrow the government. Now you have overthrown the naira. The final naira you are in the business.
Even overthrow dollar.
Yes, overthrow dollar. So overthrow
what I'm talking about the judiciary. Are you what I'm saying? Please don't allow anybody to make you subject of a prayer point. People have made some judges their prayer point. How can somebody make you prayer point because of the judgment today? And you say that you are happy?
You can't be happy.
You can't be happy.
Since Omotosho gave this judgment, every time people walk into his country, he's explaining himself. Every time. Even when they ask him. So let's just go and pray and prepare for we will back out.
So we leave it at that. So at the appropriate time we'll be updating you people. So please can we go into the court? Okay. Let's go to the court. Okay.
To arm ourselves. What did Nnamdi Kanu do? Set up an ESN to arm their own people, to protect them against their own enemies. What did you push him? We took him, tried him. Yoruba prosecutors, Yoruba judge, because you Yoruba like to distance yourself from problem. And then you carry him and put him in Hausa jail because he set up a system to protect his own people. Is that not part of the right to have self-determination? But most of you that supported the injustice against Nnamdi Kanu are saying are Yoruba intellectuals on Twitter. You are saying it is hard to die. It's not me every day because I fight for him. Yoruba people mostly. And I'm not blaming Yorubas in general before they start saying that, oh, you should rest there, it's not killing Yoruba people. No. I am just saying that you should search your conscience as to the reason why you are in the situation that you are in. The president of the country, whether he's a Muslim or not, is a Yoruba man. And we are here still blaming Fulani. Is Tinubu Fulani? No, this guy is from Lagos here. You know, I think governor knows some of our leaders are not from Nigeria. It is true. But Tinubu, at least, is from Nigeria. So why is it that he doesn't care about Nigeria? Yes, you can say it. But the question is that how can you be from a place that doesn't even exist The Nigeria we're all shouting about is the creation of some British guys. It's a supermarket that was created as a business in 1901 by the Niger Royal Company. That is the name of the company that created. I want to thank the police officer here. He has given a good account of himself, but as you can see, he's not wearing a uniform because in the course of their withdrawal from VIPs, they have transformed themselves into civil. So that you won't find out that they are still doing VIP protection. Please back your uniform so that we can account for. Thank you very much, and thank you so much, Justice, for bringing us. And Commander, he told you that he didn't want to tell you how he knew me. It was actually in 2021, I think, they invited and wanted to detain him for revealing that he knows people who are in Boko Haram. And at that time, I was sharing power with Harry in Abuja. So they invited him to the military headquarters and they wanted to detain him. And I sent a message to the chief of army staff that if you detain him, we will invade the military headquarters. And as a result, he was not detained. It's not. But the most important thing we have to deal with today, because they've given very brilliant account of themselves, including professors, there's nothing else to ask except that when we talk about security in Nigeria, the question I ask, and you should ask yourself, is who has the right of safety? That's the biggest question. And the moment you answer that question, you understand why there's no security. And it's that safety and security is not meant for Nigerians as a whole. It's meant for a tiny 1% of people in power and in government and in the business community. The rest of you are just audience in the security business. So the Nigerian police has 350,000 members on paper. But as you know, I do my research. They only have 210,000 of them that are actually working right now because most of them are traveling abroad but still collecting salary. And out of that 210,000 police officers that left, about 110,000 of them are protecting VIPs. So you have only about 100,000 policemen left for 230 million people. That is why when they introduced their last withdrawal from VIP, I was laughing because I know there's no way you can withdraw police from VIP. The only unfortunate VIPs, most policemen will not, those who have not renewed their license protection. In doing this, the IGP illegal, as I call it, was be smiling to the back because everybody will run back and tell God, please, this is Christmas period, and the criminals that they created are waiting for them anyway during the Christmas season. And the other thing you must understand is that insecurity or security happen as a result of two things that people don't discuss. One in Nigeria is as a result of intentional crime. But the most important insecurity we are faced with happens as a result of insecurity that is driven by structural problems. And when you talk about structural problems, forget about who you want to blame for what is happening in Nigeria. The biggest problem in Nigeria is that we have intentionally designed this country not to be protected because of the intention of those in power not to protect Nigeria. And let me tell you, most people don't know that Nigerian leaders, because of their inability to govern any territory, like small territories. Because that's the way you can impress. If you are supposed to govern the entire Lagos, you don't start governing Ikeja. And so to the world I say, but what happens to Ikorodu? What happens to the other parts of Lagos? That is what has happened with regards to how Nigeria has been left in the hands of these structural criminals. And they are aided and abetted by the official criminals who are in uniform as security agencies in this country. There is a running show, I would say, or report on Sahara reporters about a general in the army who was kicked out. His name is Ali Kefi. He has revealed, and most of you have attention deficit disorder, you can't read anymore. I don't blame you, there's too much to read. Go and read just what this guy has been throwing out in the last 4 or 5 days. You will be shocked. The Nigerian security system is aware of where all the big criminals are. He revealed that for 8 or more years, Shekau was living at a place in South Forest that is known to all the military officers in the country. How is it that they are bombing Igbo villages of people who are not involved, but they cannot bomb where Shekau is? Because the insecurity system is big business. And this is why I know one of the people who is very quick to blame the Fulani man. Because it's not the Fulanis alone that are into crime. We only do what lawyers call alibi. We always want to blame somebody or give an excuse for all our failures. At the time, it was Niger Delta militants that were problems. Now it has moved up north. But you should ask yourself, why is the Fulani man substantially having the ability to commit crime at the rate at which they are going? Apart from neighbors, it's economic. Beef, meat that you are eating is a $30 billion industry for the Fulani man. And there's none of you, particularly Yoruba people, there's nothing you don't eat as part of the body of a cow. The Yorubas are the only people who I know who eat everything in the body of a cow, except the sheep. Even the sheep, they will eat through, what is that thing they call towel.
Welcome back to the channel, and we are all aware of the outrage trailing the sentencing of Nnamdi Kanu. And it has once again exposed the deep cracks in Nigeria's justice system. And as we all know, at the center of this storm is Justice Omotosho. A lot of Nigerians are saying that they see this judgment as a judgment that is being driven more by politics than by the rule of law. And the decision to sentence Nnamdi Kanu to life imprisonment and also transfer him to Sokoto prison, which is in the far north, is being widely interpreted as a deliberate act of provocation rather than justice. Now, a lot of people are saying that Justice Omotosho's ruling only reflects the long-lasting, the long-standing perception of selective justice in Nigeria, because some people feel this judgment did not occur in isolation. Rather, it fits into a pattern where agitators from certain regions are being treated with maximum severity, while others facing similar or even worse allegations, they are handled with kid gloves. Now, the life sentence is actually seen as excessive, punitive, and intended to send a warning. And this warning is not just to Kanu, but to an entire region that feels increasingly alienated from the Nigerian state, because this is how the Igbo actually feel about everything. And the decision to move Kanu to Sokoto prison, it has also inflamed tensions, because Igbos see this as more than a correctional arrangement. They view this whole thing as a psychological warfare, because now, why are you taking him to Sokoto? Sokoto is geographically, culturally, and politically distant from the southeast. And for Kanu's supporters, transferring him there is a symbolic attempt to isolate him completely from his people, his lawyers, and also erase any remaining sense of regional empathy. And they actually feel that this is not justice, it is humiliation. So within the Igbo communities, the anger runs deep, because they feel like the judiciary has once again failed to appear neutral, reinforcing the belief that the system is stacked against them. And the lawyer, the judge, which is Justice Omotosho, he is now being accused of allowing ethnic and political undertones to overshadow fairness. Because whether these accusations are legally provable or not, what they think is very important, and that's the perception we are talking about. And this case has reignited conversations about judicial credibility in Nigeria, because when court decisions appear to mirror political interests, public trust erodes. So instead of calming tensions, this ruling has poured petrol on an already raging fire. For a lot of Igbos, the sentence is not just about Nnamdi Kanu, but it's about them. They don't feel like they belong anymore. They don't feel like they truly belong in a country that claims to operate under justice and fairness. And this whole thing is devastating. Well, what's your take about this? Do let me know what you think in the comment section. And if today is your first time joining my channel, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe.